It's Tuesday night. Morgan's actually come back the yard. Not got enough diesel in the tractor to finish the field he's in. So we're just going to top up with seed in the yard. Another ton going in. We're on to champion seed now. Morgan says we need to fit them wheel weights that are off the fence on the drawbar of the drill to give the tractor more weight on the back end. But we can get that by taking the front plate block off because it transfers some on. Or take a bit out the front. Or we could put a weight block underneath and change the pipe work so that it can go underneath and not catch that rail. Or go over the top of a weight block maybe. We just changed the fuse in that side light while it's been filled up with diesel. And talking about maybe we should put some lights on this frame here, shining backwards so you can see behind yourself. And it'll cut some of the shadows out from the wheels of the drill maybe if you put them on the back frame. So it might be a winter project. You know, he's just folding up now, ready to go back out. The thing I love about this drill is its simplicity. You know, 2 rams to fold it out, 2 rams to lift it up and down, 2 rams that give it the pressure, and 2 rams that put the spider up and down. It's just so simple. It's just a shame these wheels don't lift a bit higher, because when you turn at the end on 12 metres they can kind of scuff the floor a little bit. But we think if we lower the drawbar, it might, well, that car was flying, wasn't it? It might lift them up a little bit more. Just depends on where the pivot point is. When I first started spraying, our sprayer was only that wide. It was 12 metres and you had to get off and manually fold them up. Sounds like the oil flow and that's too high. Going through a restrictor, making a noise. Off he goes to finish the field. He should be done in an hour, to be fair. There's still plenty to go at. Probably another 150 acres a week to get in. That's before we get onto the ground. There they've had spuds. Looks well on that tractor though. That tractor's actually used a full tank of diesel today. That's why he's had to fill up. He's been, I'm not just sure on the acreage, but he was saying it, he's running it at, was it 9k? Is it 9k or 8k? He basically was doing 18 acres an hour, I think he was doing, including turning. So he has covered some ground. Big job this morning, 4-man job. Seeing if we can get the computer to work in the boiler, because it's over 5,000 quid for a new one.
Council spec.
So everyone buy some merch to pay for it. Leaving the lads messing with that screen, I'm now off to an FCN conference at a football stadium. So I'm getting a tour around the stadium, I think, as well. I'm just on my way now on the motorway to this, it's Burnley actually. The FCN conference I'm going to, my sister's actually going to, didn't realise, she only lives up the road. A few years ago, someone ran into her on the motorway and she has a phobia of motorways and won't use them anymore. So she's gone like the back roads, and I've just spoken to her. She's going to actually arrive 10 minutes after me, despite me setting off an hour after her. Does anyone know of anyone else that's experienced this kind of like phobia of motorways or anything, and what they've done to fix it? Because we said, why don't she go for driving lessons? Well, she says, I know how to drive, I just don't like motorways. You know, is it counselling? What does anyone got any solutions of what it is that she could do? Because she is a really good driver and a safe driver, but after someone ran into her on the motorway, she's just got this fear. So if anyone's got any solutions, they'd be muchly appreciated. Thank you. So when you're at a football stadium and you want the grass to grow all year round, you have a lighting rig to keep it growing, or 2 lighting rigs. This pitch, 3% of it's plastic apparently, but you can't tell. Get a little video of this John here.
We can look at the difference between there and there.
Yeah. Well, see that tinted glass? That is because it's illegal to see people from the football pitch. You can't see people drinking alcohol at a football stadium. Anyway,
Illegal.
Georgina doesn't work for EasyJet. She works for FCN. She said not to mention the colour of a dress.
Emergency exits are here and behind me.
And Rachel's here as well, and we're going to talk about this. Now, I'm embarrassed that I didn't know what it is, even though FCN started it. So, Farmwell, in 30 seconds, what's on there?
It's an online platform that's there as a tool to be used for any kind of questions or interests that people have got regarding diversification, mental health, farming, succession planning. So it's a one-stop shop of information from the experts for anybody that has any questions, and it's totally free.
And is there something on there about grants?
There is. We've just updated it with all of the latest information that's just come in the last kind of 6 weeks, and we've tried to break it down as simply as possible so you can see exactly what's available, how you apply, and what the criteria is. And we've just tried to simplify it because obviously it's complicated.
It's complicated.
So it is like a farm business tool, so that is the address.
Farmwell.org.uk.
There you go, go and check it out. Really interesting session today with FCN, learn about the different things that they're doing and how they're going to go forwards. But what is the collective noun? Noun for, is it a fleet of Henry Hoovers? A flock? That's today's quiz question. There's 7 there, is it? James will be in his element, he loves Hoovers. Back on the yard, and it is absolutely freezing. Anyway, the Xerion is its front of the works. The other day, they thought it was on fire. Then they realised it was steam, so they thought it was overheating. So we were thinking, is it something simple? Is it something technical? Turns out we can't find anything wrong with it other than the seal in the radiator cap has gone, which could be the cheapest fix ever. So we're going to put a new radiator cap on it and do some testing. But there is a leak on this hub. I don't know if it's coming from, I think it's either coming from that hub or it's coming from that axle. I don't know, but the kit, if you wanted all the different bits, is nearly £1,000. So I think for the moment we'll just keep topping it up with oil, and then when we've got time we'll take it apart and find out exactly which bit's gone, rather than buy all of it. We'll just buy the bit that's gone, or see if we can source it from an engineering services place, because £1,000 for an oil seal and sounds expensive. It does have a bearing in there, that's including the bearings, but the bearing might not be gone. So we won't be spending £1,000 on it, especially as we're spending an absolute fortune on the boiler screen. So luckily it's nothing too major. Just been looking at the price of hay because we made that hay and limb. According to the HDB website, off the field for September, October, it's £85 a tonne. And I can't remember just how many tonnes it was, 44, 50 tonnes, maybe something. When you work out what that's worth and the labour that went into mowing it, growing it, fertiliser, that won't come to the cost of that boiler screen. The world's gone mad. Why is everything we do worth absolutely nothing? I've just been at that FCN thing today, lots of farmers there. The mood is just like, it's just so low, and people are like, when you're moaning about how bad harvest and how wet it is, everyone's in the same boat. It doesn't matter. It's worse that everyone's in the same boat, because everyone's so depressed that you meet. It's just, at the moment, it's just not fun at all. And, it's all right, them officers over there, they're paying the bills at the moment, and, YouTube's helping, and all the other bits of diversification. But that money is just getting poured into farming to prop it up because of the weather and low prices. And there's this thing supposed to be happening tomorrow where they're going to be blocking all the supermarket distribution centres and whatever. I don't really think that's the answer. I mean, just stop oil, cause disruption and lose public support. If you want to block supermarket distribution points, pick one supermarket one week, another one the next, so at least people can still go and buy baby milk or whatever else they need from Sainsbury's one day, Tesco the next. Let the supermarkets individually have a little bit of pain, but blocking them all at once puts them all in the same boat. annoys the public and doesn't get them on side. I've been asked would I help coordinate some of it. I don't believe it's going to work. I know something needs to happen, but I don't think that's the right way of doing it. So if anyone's going to mess with me going, why aren't you doing this tomorrow? That's why. We have got a funny net. Oh, did anyone see Evans Flow MB Track 1000? It was definitely on TikTok. Carting silage in Ireland. Looks amazing. It's been done up. Anyway, that was aside. There's definitely a dodgy name on today's birthday bumper. We've got Stephen Peel is on there. We've got Martin Wilson in loving memory. So I'm not just sure what that means, but that's what it said. Angus McCotup, 63. Brendan Blackwell, 39. Stephen Gannon is 50. Adam Barker's 13. Isaac Barton is 5. And Jasper Kington is 15. I think he might have been on yesterday, but just in case I've missed it. £48,574. So what? 1,400 quid nearly off 50,000 quid for the air ambulance. That's significant amount of money for it, which is amazing. No idea where these biscuits came from, but they were delivered off Amazon, so whoever sent them, thank you very much. And look at James, he's had his haircut. What happened to your head? Talking to someone about these today. These are the fire sticks. They are on our website. It sound like an advert today, don't I? Buy some merch and buy these. No, I had my fast track nearly go on fire, didn't I, on a tractor run last year. Managed to put it out, but I didn't have one of these. Anyway, we have one in every tractor now. But I did hear of a tractor yesterday that went on fire on a silage job in someone's yard, very close to the straw shed. So it was quite lucky, really, that it's only the tractor and the front of the trailer damaged. But yeah, just if you're using tractors, get some of these for in your cabs, because once you've lost a tractor, then buying one, it's a bit late. You can see by the puddles on the yard, we've had quite a bit of rain. Actually more than I thought we'd had. I thought we'd only had about 7 or 8 mil, but when I've just checked the weather gauge, the rain gauge, we've actually had 17.8 mil, which is quite considerable, really. And we're going to go and have a quick look at the field at the bottom of the yard that we've sown and see what that looks like. Obviously it's wet in the gateway there where we've been going in and out, but we didn't actually sow that bit. So yeah, it's actually lying pretty dry. I mean, ignore this bit. That's where we didn't sow or work. That's just been where we're parking stuff. But the rest of it, as you can see through the dirty window, doesn't look too bad. The worry is if you get that kind of rain that you just get this like silver glisten over the field where it's completely waterlogged. The seeds then just sat there in water, swells up and bursts and basically rots. Anyway, I'm going to stick this in the shed, lock up for the day. Early finish for the first time in a bit, because not that I've done any work today, to be fair, because obviously it's too wet to do anything. But yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And don't forget, what is a good name for a fleet of Henry Hoovers?